Which what have you said to Luke Shuey and Quentin Lynch about their suspensions?
Well, we spoke basically about how it does impact the team, this week and next week, not having those guys available. So really that's it. We just want to be aware as a group where we're at that we would prefer to have everyone available. The games, with the rules these days, you're always at risk if you're involved in physical collisions of getting a suspension. That's part and parcel, but the two from the weekend were avoidable.
A lot of the ones have been avoidable as well, little jabs to the stomach and stuff. Is that the frustrating part, that you're getting guys suspended for things that don't really have an impact on a game of footy?
Yeah, we've got to be better than that.
How does it make you feel as a coach to know that two crucial players, a crucial game? How does a coach react to not having those players?
Well, one, we've focused on who we have got available. That's what we've got to do. So the reality is we know what we've got available, and we're dealing with that. But our squad is aware that they've got a responsibility to each other to be available when they're fit.
You look back and think you haven't lost many games this year, but a couple of the ones you have lost have been while guys have been out suspended. Do you think that has impacted on your ability to win those games?
I don't know what the answer is to that, but we've had other players out with injury as well, so we don't focus on that too much, other than we'll prepare to play at our absolute best with who we do have on the field.
North came out today and said they were a tiny bit unhappy that in the defence of Shuey you guys claimed that Thomas was faking it. Just your thoughts on that?
I think that was our defence counsel, QC.
Yeah.
So if you want to argue with him, take it up. He'll take you on.
So pretty much fair enough. I mean.
Oh no, I don't. I honestly don't know what the argument was that we went in to try and get Luke off, but they did use some umpires' evidence, and I think that was what it was based around.
Is there a discipline problem, John, with so many blokes getting suspended this year?
I would like to think there's not, but I would be concerned if it happens with similar incidences in the future.
Because you wouldn't want it to be a regular occurrence now, Woosh, as we head towards the business.
Not ideally, no. No, we wouldn't. It's good thinking.
What about a repeat offender like Shuey? Do you look at teaching him a lesson and sending him back through the waffle, or do you have to think there?
Oh yeah, we've got things in place, but we're not going to punish the team and our ability to perform as a group. Luke's feeling bad enough, I can honestly say that, and he feels like he's let the players down, and that is a pretty strong lesson.
Last time he addressed the group, has he done that again this time?
No, he hasn't. But for the whole group, we've addressed it about what we expect from each other.
And have you done that with them before, with the other suspensions, or is this the first time you've felt the need?
No, we're always aware of it, yeah. So,
does Shuey get flogged the next couple of weeks around the track?
Well, he's got a program in place that's already been put together around preparing him for his next game.
John, Josh Hill wasn't out there today. Is everything okay with him?
Hope so, yep.
It's a lot of responsibility on him and Jack Darling now.
No more than every other week. They can't turn into Supermen. Some would argue that they already are, but no, normal responsibilities for all the guys that are playing. We can't ask them to do more than give their best.
He's been on the border for a while. Kobe Stevens now with Shuey out. Has he got a really good opportunity to maybe play a full game of footy this week?
Well, yeah, possibly. But Adam Selwood's back available, as is Tom Swift, in very good form as well. So, yeah, it's not just a walk-up start for anyone in that.
You have to find a tall to replace Lynch. Is that just natural, one tall out, one tall in?
No, that depends on a lot of different things, but it's likely we'll bring a tall in.
Fraser McInnes was amongst the blokes who wasn't wearing a vest when you had the man-on-man standing still thing today. Was that an indication that he's the most likely?
He's likely, but not the most likely. So put him in the likely list.
Who's the most likely then?
Is he ready for AFL?
Is he ready? Oh yeah. Yeah, he would have been ready round one.
Tell us a bit about him, Woosh.
He's a big boy, really strong work ethic, left footer, reads the game well, takes a good mark on a lead and in a contested situation, and he sees the game pretty well, smart decision maker.
And you've always tried to reward those in good form in the waffle when the opportunities have come up. That's obviously been it's been an important part of your philosophy, really, hasn't it? You've always done that.
It's a belief I have, is that if you're in good form in the waffle, that will translate into good form at the next level. And, I go on my past experience with all that it's rare that a player that's in really good form doesn't come in and play well.
Teams often prefer to bring debutants in by the sub and ease them in. I'd imagine if he plays, he's going to be required to play most of the game.
Yeah, that would be the aim, yes.
Are you confident in such a big game that he is the sort of player who can handle it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's
Why?
no bigger than, well, I don't know what's making the game bigger.
1v2.
Well, what's bigger? I still would ask the question, what makes it bigger?
Well, it's a higher profile, higher quality match than if you were to bring him in.
Higher profile and higher quality.
Maybe GWS or Gold Coast in terms of who he's going to be playing.
Yeah, he's a quality player, so you fit into that high quality game.
And what about the rivalry, Bush, and obviously the people behind you? It's a pretty special game, West Coast Sydney, and particularly with what you've got going on the weekend.
Yeah, it's a wonderful game that that we associate it with such a good cause and acknowledge and recognise the contribution HMAS Sydney made, and basically with the Sydney Swans with the name, but Perth or Western Australia being the home base for the Sydney, it's a really strong and great link, and the two clubs have enormous respect for each other. We played off in 2 grand finals in a row against each other and have always a wonderful contest with a lot of respect for each other.
Do you see the rivalry, obviously it was so good back then, do you think it's a similar style of footy that you're playing now, the two teams?
No, I'd say things have changed a fair bit.
It was very contested, very inside.
It'll still be that.
Yeah.
That aspect of the game will still be there for sure.
Do you think they've got more outside skill than what they did back then?
They had some pretty good outside skill back then too. They won a premiership. So no, I wouldn't say it's too much. John Longmire has added it and changed a few things, but they have a similar philosophy.
Back then you used to have Adam Goods and Chris Judd going head to head and just let them have a good crack. Would you be more inclined to have someone try to slow him down?
Well, we don't want him running amok, put it that way, but he's a champion, so it'll be a great battle regardless.
Who do you see as the options for him?
Well, there's some players who have, Adam Selwood's played on him before, and Mitch Brown's played on him before when he's played forward. I would assume that Will Schofield probably had some time on him as well.
Have they surprised you at all, the Swans sitting on top of the ladder?
No, they've been very good this year. Not really surprised us. It's a pretty tight comp, so there's nothing between those top 5 teams.
You always talk about every game's worth 4 points, but it's a bit of an 8-point. Do you believe in the 8-point game? You're going to tell me I'm going to fall. Look on your face.
No, look, I'm not. At the end of 22 rounds, we'll add them up. Add up the wins, times it by 4, and get your result. You can't times this one, add up, 15 wins and by 4 and then 1 by 8. It won't work. You can try it.
So in terms of confidence for the players, with the strong rivalry, do you think they can take a little bit more out of a win against Sydney now?
In terms of confidence, you're saying?
Confidence moving forward in the season.
No, our aim is to just work hard, learn and improve every week. We're not relying on any games against any types of opposition to think we need that to boost our confidence. We're working long term on the way and how much better we want to get.